Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory. Brez is here. He'll join us later. I'm breaking down the standings. We got Allie and Mike Trudell working the postgame locker room. Despite 18 three-pointers by the Houston Rockets, they were minus 33 in the three-point category, the Lakers were. Minus 4 of their key players. They put up 124 points. A franchise record 86 points in paint. And they've now won 3 in a row, Rob, heading into the final weekend of the regular season. And we're going to take a look at a couple of plays. Also, Kuz, the winning bucket down the stretch, and Wesley Matthews with a nice steal to ice the game.
Well, you always want to win. And going into this playoffs, no matter who's in the game, you need some momentum. And it's a great momentum booster for this team to see guys who normally don't be in the clutch position like this to come through in the clutch. And it's a great rallying cry and say, hey, look what we can do without 3 of our superstars. And so now they're ready to go into this playoff no matter if they first seed or 8th seed, because when you as a team are playing decent, playing good, and you want to keep playing good and playing good defense more importantly, you're ready for the playoffs.
Did you love playing without Shaq and Kobe sometimes?
Can I really say that on TV?
Yeah, you can say it. How much
Yes, because I got more shots.
That's what I mean. You had 7 guys in double figures. They're having a great time. They don't care if they're beating the lowly Rockets.
The thing about it is you hate having your big guys out because it made it so easy, but it took you back to the days where, because you think about it, mostly every guy in the NBA used to be the man at one point in time on some team.
Yeah.
So it took you back to the days when you were the man and you could score and have some fun and take a couple of shots just to, test them.
Yeah. Rockets not the best team, James. They're actually the worst in terms of record. 86 points in the paint for the Lakers. They do shoot a lot of threes, though, the Rockets.
Yeah. I mean,
they were plus 33 and lost.
I mean, that's an all-star score right there, 124 to 122. But franchise history for the Lakers, 84 points in the paint. I think the guys that are playing right now, regardless of who's in or who's out or what the future's going to be in the next couple of weeks, they're getting some valuable time.
For sure.
Tucker getting some valuable time. That is irreplaceable, the experience he's getting right now. Wes Matthews showing that he's a valuable defensive player and a savvy player. So, yeah, I like that they're winning, so that when they get everybody back, these guys will flow right into the, to winning again, I think.
We have a lot to talk about in this post-game show. We'll talk about the possible play in game when Brez joins us. THT with another big game that's back-to-back double-doubles for him. Andre Drummond doing work in just 22 minutes, a 20 and 10 double-double, and the bench contributing in a big way, especially this guy. Let's go back to Staples Center. Kyle Kuzma's with Mike Trudell.
All right, Kuz, things get interesting down the stretch there. First, I want to ask you about Wesley Matthews on defense, that final play. What was your perspective as he stripped Olynyk?
He just made a great play. He's been playing really well for us the past 2-3 weeks. Coming into his, back to playing, how Wesley Matthews plays, and man, he just made a big play for us at the right time.
All right, Kuz, you guys had struggled during that 9-0 run from Houston as they took the lead. What were you looking for as you got the clear out top of the key before you took the ball to the cup?
I just tried to wait. I tried to wait till the floor got balanced, and I had angles. I had a one-on-one, no help from a low man, and just made the right move.
Since your rookie year, angles have always been a big part of your game on offense, Kuz. Where does that trace back to? How did you start to master certain types of getting to the hoop and certain angles that some people aren't used to?
One of my old high school coaches, Earl Jordan, he was someone that, brought me into the gym and, really just taught me, about angles and playing in the low post and, playing with, essentially angles. So, I've just had that for a long time.
For sure. Hey, zooming out a little bit, Kuz, just thoughts on your first banner night here. Some fans in the building. Of course, you're on the court there, seeing the drape fall. What was going through your mind?
Man, it was great. It was great. We had fans in the building for that. It was just fun to share that with Laker Nation and to just experience that a whole. It's just surreal. For me, being from Flint, Michigan, I never would have thought about hanging a banner in Staples Center. So, just tonight really just gave me a lot of motivation, and I want to feel that same feeling and have an opportunity to raise another banner here and, have it a sellout next time, hopefully. So.
All right, Kuz, we appreciate it. That thing's up there for eternity, right? It's up.
Yes, sir, forever.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Forever indeed. Lakers raising banner number 17. Before I get into Kuz, because there's a couple things I want to talk about, he mentioned Wes Matthews, and Frank Vogel has said he's making a bid to earn playoff minutes and being part of that playoff rotation. Now, listen, depending on how far you go and how many series you play in, it can fluctuate, it can change. It depends on matchups. But being a part of that regular rotation, is Wesley Matthews making a case because of what he can do on that defense end?
I think he's making a case because of his veteran leadership and knowing what to do at the right time. Because when it comes down to the playoffs, you can't have any mistakes. And he's been in this game for a long time. He's been in the playoffs for a while. So he has that leadership capability. He also has that mind for the game. Because think about it. There's little things like that that certain guys don't know how to do, like crashing the boards for offensive rebound. Now getting on the big and learn how to position himself well to get a hand in and knock the ball. There's things that you learn through the course of your career, and he already has that tool set in his toolbox. And so he's ready to play at any given moment, and he's a professional, and he's ready to play, and he's ready to go.
I think of a guy like Markieff Morris, who averaged 22 minutes a game in the NBA Finals last year for the Lakers. We didn't know that going into the bubble. Wesley Matthews could be that guy this year. He could have those kind of opportunities. Who knows?
He's earning it.
Yeah.
You know, we talk a lot about Caruso and the way Caruso plays. He and Wes Matthews are very similar in the way they impact the game. I mean, Wes Matthews is a wise player, very savvy, experienced. He's been in scenarios before. Trusted him to put him on a big, knowing that he can stay in front of people. And, you know, in the last month or so, he's been taking charges. He's been really impactful on the defensive end. We know he can shoot the basketball, but he is a solid player on the defensive end. Good pressure, good anticipation, you know, studies the playbook, and he's very consistent there.
James, one guy we know for sure that will be a key part of the rotation is a guy like Kyle Kuzma. He was last year when they won a championship. Tonight he's asked to do a little bit more when guys like Dennis and AD and LeBron and Caruso aren't there. He's handling the ball. He's 8 for 12. He has 19 points. But check out this in the fourth quarter. 7 points in the fourth and 4 assists. So 16 points came from Kuz.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
part of.
He has developed into a all-star type of a player. He's never made the all-star, but he's developing into that type of player. And, you know, he's poised now. He's not, you know, he's not out of control. He's not trying to force the issue. The game has come to him, and he's accepted it. So I love the way at this play in particular, he was under control, didn't try to pull up for a wild jump shot, the Euro step. He's one of the best at executing that. So the best is yet to come for Kuz in the future. He's just starting to turn it up.
Yeah, Kuz is one of those type of players who's learning from each game, and we're learning Kuz because he's pulling out things that we didn't think he had, right? Lately, it's been the slow Euro. He's been using that to keep. Before, it's been offensive rebound. Before that, it's shooting threes. He's pulling everything out of the toolbox, and he's doing so many different things, and we just can't wait till he just put it all together. He can do it on a consistent basis each and every night.
You guys brought up THT, another big game, just 24 hours after hitting the game-winning 3 against his idol, Derrick Rose from Chicago there last night in their game against the Knicks. Back-to-back double-doubles, 23 points, 9 of 16, 10 assists. He had 2 steals, had a few turnovers. And, Rob, we talked about this last night in the post-game show. This was a normal game, and LeBron's playing, and Dennis playing, and maybe even Caruso's playing. THT might not have these kind of opportunities on a championship team. But you take out all those guys, he's got the rock in his hand.
Yes.
Fail or being a hero. They're riding with him, and it's awesome to see because he has a late turnover, but then he comes up with a big play. He's got the assist to Kuz. So, you know, we see the game winner. It's just a lot of fun to see, as we mentioned yesterday, kind of the roller coaster ride, but what valuable minutes this guy's getting.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get thrown in the deep end. You got to learn how to swim.
Yeah.
And he's doing it right now in front of our eyes. He's growing. He's maturing. You think about it. When you're in this game, you think sometimes, oh, I had a great preseason. Oh, I can do this at any time. Then you realize preseason, you're not going against the same vets who sat there and study you and they know what you're going to do. So he has those turnovers, but then he come back in this game and he learns from his mistake. He gets to the hole. He's diving people up. He's cutting down on his mistakes. But it's all about learning. Think about this. As a coach, all of us sitting here will probably say, oh, 2 turnovers, young fella, get him out the game.
That's what I mean. He might not have the opportunity.
You have the opportunity, but now you're like, oh, he's all we got, so we got to roll with him. But that's learning, and he's going to experience this, and he's going to keep going. And his experience is great for him because think about it. When playoff times come, he's going to think about all those mistakes he's made that I can't do them now.
Yeah.
So
it's very hard for a young player his age without a lot of experience to sustain the opportunity that he's getting. A lot of guys get this opportunity and you know, they can't make it last. They'll miss defensive assignments, which he has. They'll turn the ball over. They'll make some crucial mistakes, and then the coach will say, okay, we gave him an opportunity. Time to go back to the bench. Now with Tucker, he's come and he's embraced that opportunity, and man, he's taking advantage of it, showing all his skills, especially on the defensive end. He's really sneaky with the length, and he's always getting deflections. And then offensively, he's very deliberate, very under control. Looks like he's been around for a long time for a 20-year-old.